Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And welcome to this webinar on how to grow your influence and build your brand for just $1 a day. I'm Jack. I'm the social media and PR lead here at GetResponse. I'm delighted to say that we're joined here by Dennis Yu, who is, well, he's a digital marketing expert. He's the CEO of Blitzmetrics, a company that specializes in Facebook analytics, content generation, and thought leadership. He's the author of a #1 best-selling book, The Definitive Guide to TikTok Advertising. And most relevantly to this webinar, he is the creator of the $1 a Day Strategy, which is a guide on how to grow and build your brand for only $1 a day, specifically focusing on Facebook ads. So we're going to really dig into this $1 a day strategy here today, have a nice relaxed chat here with Dennis, and hopefully give all of you some great insights to take away and implement within your own marketing strategies. And something to bear in mind here, just before we get going, which is pretty cool, is that Dennis just condensed all of this $1 a day knowledge into a brand new online course using the new GetResponse course builder tool. So if you like what you hear today, then this course will be the perfect place to learn a bit more about it. It's dropping soon, literally within the next couple of days. Everybody here today is going to receive an email with the webinar recording plus Dennis's course URL. So look out for that. So all of that said, Dennis, I hope that intro did you justice, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Amazing, amazing, everybody. You know, we first did $1 a day, taught this concept in 2007. And it all started when Facebook opened their ads platform. I was one of the first ones there. And the smallest budget you could run was $1 a day. And so me being a former search engine engineer, I built the analytics at Yahoo. For some of you guys that remember 20 some years ago, I like to test. And I found that these algorithms every year, they get smarter and smarter. And thus, when we are able to put aside our own sort of beliefs on what we think is going to be better, or instead of going for the hero shot where we do the one thing and hope that's going to win, if we can test systematically based on what has actually worked for us before, then we can 10 times that result and make that evergreen. And in some cases, I've spent $1 million a day using this technique on campaigns. And some people say, okay, well, sure, Starbucks or Rosetta Stone or Nike or guys like that, you can spend millions of dollars. But will that work for me as a course creator, as an entrepreneur, as an influencer, as a small business owner? And the good news is yes, if you have 1-minute style videos that showcase your expertise and your relationships and talk clearly about your offer, right? Different ones. This is what we call the 3x3 grid. You can put that on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon even, like if you've got a book, Google Ads, which includes YouTube, Twitter, any channel where your audience is, then you have $1 a day ads that are running. And when you find winners, after spending $7, which is $1 a day for a week, you can move that up to $10 a day, $100 a day, whatever the limit is of the size of the audience. Or maybe you're a local business owner, like maybe you're like Anthony's Lawn Care in Bloomington, and you're limited by the size of the audience in Bloomington, then you can max out what's there. And the beauty is we've done this thousands of times, and tens of thousands of people have applied $1 a day. But I want to show some of the latest updates just from the last year or two that a lot of you guys might not have seen, and also answer questions that you have. So I would love to know, for you guys in the comments, let me know, have you heard of $1 a day before?
We have some good engagement coming in here. I see a comment here saying, we've scaled up $1 a day, even for Taylor Swift. This stuff works. That is from Tom. So there you go.
Tom, awesome. For Taylor Swift.
Point, Dennis, that, we really can use this across different industries and different spaces. I'm just going to use that opportunity. Yeah, Dennis, thanks for shouting this out. Hello, everybody, who's just joined us in the past 30 seconds to a minute. please engage with us. Let us know, fire some questions, some comments. We want to see lots of interaction here. We've got Dennis here for the next hour, best part of an hour. We do have a hard stop at an hour. But please get your questions in. Dennis, we just jumped into some of the specifics there, but I just want to take a step back, if we could. First of all, and I just want you to start us off generally, like tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and how you actually got into digital marketing before the dollar a day strategy.
Yeah. So I'm a stats, data engineering programmer, Asian math guy. And I was never this kind of public speaker, influencer, extrovert. And so I learned from competing in math competitions, if you can believe that. I'm Asian, so I think I have like an advantage that I just found I was really good at math. And I found that there were patterns that were pretty easy to spot. I had access to more data than almost anyone on the planet because my job was to do the analytics at a search engine. And I found from looking at all the data, I mean, you name any kind of business, it could be people who were, plumbers, or they were authors, or they had some kind of business, something to sell. I found that all of them had the same pattern. They were invisible. And they could be really good at the thing that they do. They could deliver a really good service, like they could be a really good dentist. They could be a really good real estate agent. They could be a really good coach, but they just sucked at getting clients. So I found there was a difference between being good at the thing you do and actually getting sales. So people would hire agencies, they'd run ads, they'd do, flyers and billboards and things like that. And so kind of weird, Jack, because I come at it from a math data, put aside your subjective, whatever kind of belief you think or whatever you thought worked for this other person that you thought would work for you. And it's quite simply just me being a math guy. What is the thing, and I'm asking all you guys, what is the thing that has worked for you so far? Not what you think will work, not some new product idea, not something that it might be fantastic in the future, but what has actually driven you sales? What repeatable product or service? Put that in the comments, and don't do like 20 different things, right? What's the one thing of all the things? What's that one best thing? And I learned from, like, for example, we ran a campaign for Starbucks, and this was to launch Frappuccino. You guys maybe have tried that. And we tried all kinds of ideas, but instead of, trying to do all these new things to be innovative, it was, let's look at what our actual customers are saying and what they're actually doing. And, 25, almost, geez, how old am I now? I just turned 50 3 days ago.
Congrats.
I look, I had American Airlines as one of the first places I worked at. Even before Yahoo, I had the CEO as a mentor. It was Al Casey, and I got access to the airline's data, which is kind of neat. Frequent flyer database. I saw, like, what is it? So all these other people that were way smarter, just way more creative, just way more polished than me, just to give you like an idea of like how I think about things, they would have all these great things. Like, and this is when we were launching the website back in like 1997, which still applies today. I'll explain why in this one story. They're like, well, we should offer this new thing where you get like $100 if you make 5 bookings on AA.com, which, by the way, we bought from Alcoholics Anonymous for almost nothing. We were at AmericanAirlines.org and whatnot. Or other people had ideas like, maybe if you're a business class traveler and, you buy a first class ticket, we'll give you 10,000 points, or maybe, we should set up a phone number where people can call, or people had all these ideas that all sounded great ideas. They're not sure on how to drive more sales. But I looked at the actual data and found, you know what? There were a lot of people that were coming to the website that were looking at how much is the fare from, Jack, what city are you in, by the way?
I'm in Warsaw in Poland.
Warsaw. So if I wanted to fly from Las Vegas to Warsaw, which I actually did a couple months ago on my way to Dubai, or actually no, for another event, then, what's the best price? And what airline has the fewest number of connections? And what are, people back then didn't buy because they didn't trust putting their credit card in the internet because they're afraid like spammers, or they're afraid they're not getting the best price. And so the data actually told us that people, they're concerned about fear. They're concerned about, I'd rather go to a travel agent. They're concerned about whatever was preventing them from buying. And I pulled all the purchases that we ever had for the airline. And I found that the purchases that actually came through the internet, through the website that we built, were from people who had already purchased a ticket on the internet. So people would come in and they look and they look and they look and they check the price. Next week later, they come back and check the price again, and eventually they'd buy through Expedia or whatever it was. Eventually, these other places. But anyone who bought a ticket through us the first time would continue to buy tickets. Mm-hmm. And even if they've already bought 10 tickets, but through their travel agent, if they could buy through us the first time, then they would continue to buy from us. So if we did a scatter plot, we could see kind of the curve of where that was. And based on the data, which is the insight of, they can do all the fare quotes, they can be a frequent flyer, they can have 3 kids and drive a Lexus or whatever. But really all that mattered is all this data we had. But what really mattered was that they just had to buy the one time. And so I launched this first-time booking bonus where you got 5,000 miles for booking for the first time on American Airlines. And we drove $1 million a day in sales within, 90 days, 120 days. We got up to $3 million a day very soon, which is $1 billion a year, right? From nothing, from a brand new website, because of a few key understandings of what people were actually doing. And so that was the origins of $1 a day, right? The understanding that, what's the thing that works and how do I get more out of that?
Sure.
What's the key insight?
Yeah. Okay. And we're getting a lot of interaction here on the chat. So want to be sure to loop back to this. By the way, you're getting some nice happy birthday messages.
Thank you, everybody.
So, but look, for the people that have just joined, or for the people who are completely unaware of $1 a day, are you able to just take us back to the very basics and like a quick summary for them? What is this in terms of its theory and how you execute, if you've never heard of it before?
If you've never heard of $1 a day, it's this simple. If you want to drive sales, you want to drive influence, you want to drive email signups, whatever the thing is that you want to do you have actual examples of that? And you just boost the best examples of that, the best content, right, for $1 a day. And you put that on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on whatever channel resonates best with your audience. And you'll find if you put out 10 pieces of content and you boost those for $1 a day, one of those will do better than the others. It's just math. And you won't know which one it is that's the winner. Most people fail in online or in building their brand because they run with something they think is good instead of letting the data tell them what it is. I can show you real examples right now from the last day or two of $1 a day, of what I've done, of let's see if I can do the screen share on this thing here and show you. So for those of you guys that are new, I want to show you how easy this is. A lot of you guys might think like, I'll just show you, for example, like, let's go to my Facebook. Okay. Can you see this, Jack?
I can.
Okay. So here I have Facebook and I've got professional mode on. So how do you get that? 3 dots over here. And over here, you can turn on professional mode. What is professional mode on Facebook? It allows you to run ads on your profile. Okay. So any post that you have, you can boost that. You don't have to have a public figure page, and you can do it from your company page. You can boost from anywhere. But you can see here, for example, I had my moment of fame. I believe everyone has their moment of fame at some point, right? So I was on CNN talking about Facebook ads and whatever it was. And
Very
I
cool.
could boost this post. And now I don't need to do all this micro targeting, but we'll talk about it in a second. And you'll see that there's all kinds of great feedback when all these people saying, oh, dollar a day is working for me. Or imagine this is for you. Imagine you've got a course. Imagine, there's something that you want people to sign up for, right? You have to pay the machine to play. That's what people don't get. This dollar a day we are in alignment with YouTube, with Facebook, with whoever it is, right? And so the insights clearly are telling us what's going on. Check this out, Jack. And most people have never seen this. You see how it says there's 38,000 people that have seen it?
Yeah.
Generally, how do we know if it's working or not? If I can get 10% of the people to engage. So this is about 10%. If I hit 10%, then the system's like, okay, we'll keep it going, right? And I can pay to keep it going against the audience that I want to be able to hit. Let's go to my LinkedIn, for example. Let's look at some of these notifications, right? So there's, people that are engaging on my posts. In fact, I'll go to my posts and activity so you can see. So imagine, so you guys can do this on every single channel, right? So here's, I was in the airport 4 days ago and I met this young man, Isaiah, who he lost his daughter and some other things happened, some horrible things happened. So we did a little fundraiser and I said, hey, let's help this man and help his grandma save their house. They're about to lose their house, right? And we just need a little bit of money. And what can we do? Well, these people are coming in and they're making donations. So I can put $1 a day against this. Let's see what the GoFundMe is. Look at that. We're almost $5,000 on the $8,000. And so what I did in the airport was I took this GoFundMe. I went to Twitter, for example, and I made a post about it. Let's look. I've not even checked the results. I made a post.
Live. It's an exclusive. Let's have an exclusive look at the results.
Okay, here it is. Let's help Isaiah and Holly. And they need to raise some money. And you can see some people have seen it, right? 289 people have seen it. Some people have commented and shared. You may or may not get more, right? You may be a bigger deal than me. Maybe you're nobody, whatever it is, but I can't count on organic. I need to run some ads to make sure the right people are being seen. And they're in a suburb of Chicago, so I could target the suburb of Chicago. I could target people who have the same medical condition. I could target, right? Like here, I could rely. This is just purely on organic.
Dennis, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I think this is key, is that you can do this across all social channels, if I'm understanding you correctly. This can be applied to all socials. And do you see a preference for one or the other? Do you see better results within the data or better reporting platforms, or just in your experience, is there one which really jumps out, or can you really just put this across them all?
It's across whatever resonates with your audience. So usually Facebook, because they have the most data and whatever, and it's just easy to boost posts on Facebook. But if you want to do media influence, for example, I helped out Allegiant Airlines and I needed to target the FAA and target pilots from United and target very specific people. The best targeting for that, and just in general, the best micro targeting or PR, or a friend of mine had a problem with Sears, so we targeted management at Sears, or targeting executives at a certain company because I want them to see my stuff. That's where Twitter is, because I can target any handle. But if it's B2B, I can boost on LinkedIn. Most people just don't know that this is possible. Here, if I look at the LinkedIn here, most people don't know that the ad system's over here, and I can boost against my company, or I can boost against me. I can boost against people with a certain job title. There's so many things that we can do. But here, let me just go back to showing this example, okay? Mm-hmm. So Isaac, who we're trying to help with the GoFundMe so they can save their house, I can't even say the name of this city, Bourbonnais, It's a suburb of Chicago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So remember I was saying we want to hit at least 10%? Look,
Yeah.
38 out of 255 is 15%,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if I go to, this is something with all ad systems. This is not just with me, but they have the campaign to the ad set or ad group to the ad. The reason why there's that middle tier, most people don't understand, is to allow the testing and targeting. So combinations of content and targeting. So here, let's go look at this ad group. See, if you don't understand that and you just think it's like ads and campaigns, you're missing the whole point of how ads on the internet work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here, look at what I did. I targeted the city in that area. So Kankakee is that suburb that they're in. And you can see there's only 18,000 people there, right? I can micro-target people who follow a certain person. I can target a geo. I can micro-target anybody on Twitter. I can target all the people who are fans of GetResponse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about you. If you want to reach exactly your audience, can I come here and target? My favorite is for example, Twitter's follower lookalikes. So I don't know, Jack, name somebody, or any you guys in the audience, name somebody.
Yeah, let's throw it to the audience. Let's have a personality.
So if you guys have a post, okay, let me go back and because I covered the things at the same time. Here's the main thing to understand, okay? Because people get this whole paid versus organic thing wrong. What is the thing? So what post do I have organically? So let's say I have posts organic. I'm going to Instagram, for example, right? Look, they're trying to get me to boost right here. And maybe, I have a course. Maybe there's a webinar I've done. Maybe there's some piece of content. Maybe, I've co-created content with my buddy Alex Berman about cold email, right? Whatever it might be. There's all these things. Maybe I want more clients like this one. Like here's a friend of mine that we did some hiking a couple weeks ago. He flew out, this guy Liam Hughes, and I made a video right there. This is unedited. Look, it's an unedited video. Growing a law firm is hard. If you want to grow your law firm, then sign up for this program, right? And look, growing a law firm, it's hard. It's just like hiking up the mountain, which is what we're doing. This is unedited. I put a little title here, right? And I can boost that post instead of counting on organic only. Here's the thing. Things that work well organically are the ones that should get boosted. Advertising is throwing fuel on the fire. That's what almost all you guys are missing. If you're not succeeding in advertising, then you're thinking like advertising is like, who wants to consume ads anyway, right? You need to show like your relationships, show what you do. So the things put out lots of organic, the things that do the best, because it shows your relationships, because it shows like I'm in downtown with Market Scale. This is a software company we work with. They have a great content platform that edits videos and whatnot. And I'm showing behind the scenes. I'm talking about what I've learned. This is my friend Aniko, right? She runs Cocoon, which is an oxygen therapy center. And we're talking about how oxygen impacts the body. And her, she got the pancreatic cancer, stage 4, and now she's celebrating 12 years of being in remission. And we're talking about cancer and oxygen, and I'm promoting that. And we can put dollars against it. I put it out there organically. Things that I'm putting out lots of content, and the ones that work the best organically, I'm putting ad dollars against. Advertising is getting more out of what's already worked organically, because that's how Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all these guys work. Is take the thing, look, I got all these happy birthday things. Take the thing that has worked well for you and put more money on it. What has driven you? What's the thing you want? You want emails, you want clients, you want to sell courses, you want what is it? And put more against it. Hit that boost button, right? On whatever the channel is. Or it could be someone who's saying something good about you. Boost that, right? What's the thing that works best for you, that's worked organically, that has driven the result that you want? You're a real estate agent trying to sell more houses? Great. Let's see examples of that. Let's see your clients talk about you. Let's see more reviews. Boost that for $1 a day, $7 times 10 pieces of content. You'll find a winner out of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, fascinating stuff. We've got a question here in the chat, which I think is a good one here, Dennis. So Natalia is asking, how long do I wait for my organic post to show me if it's of interest before I boost it? Is a week
organically? You can tell within a day pretty easily. How long does a post last on social media? A day, maybe a few hours, right? You can tell pretty quickly. So let's go look at mine and see. I'll just show you, okay? Let's go past all these like birthday ones, okay? Because you can see I got like 300, 400 people wishing me happy birthday. Okay, so we're teaching a little SEO course with Boostability, right? And I'm showing the head of marketing, Michael Jensen. I've known him for like 12 years. And this is after we did the webinar. We're wearing our shirts, right? And so I want to promote people to come to the training we have and, attend our, put in the email, basically get the SEO training that we're doing with a company that does white label SEO for agencies, right? So I think this is a good post because I'm telling a story about meeting friends in person, right? Easy post. How long do you think, Jack, it took me to write this post?
5 minutes.
Yeah, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, okay? And let's see, how did this post do? Well, 5,600 people saw it, and I got 339. Is that 10%? No, it's not. You drop a zero off. I'd have to get 560. So I'm not quite there. It's a decent post, right? I'm not trying to go viral, but I want to see, the reason why I'm looking at this 10% rule is, are people finding, because people are just scrolling through social media real fast. Doesn't matter whatever your favorite network is, right? They're just scrolling past it, and you've got to get their attention and get them to engage. Look at all these people posting these happy birthday things. Okay. So I need 10%. Even this one here, I made a little post just sharing this thing saying, hey, the fact that you're here means you saw, that we had this webinar. Oh, let's see. It's because when you reshare, sometimes they don't show you the insights on it. It has to be your actual post. Here's one, right? Here I'm talking about a key concept in $1 a day. That Facebook, for example, uses your own data and your competitors' data to help you target. Oh, what a surprise. And let's see, did it work or not? Almost. I mean, I would basically call it close enough, right? 10% of 4874 is 487. I'm at 469. I got 10%. So this is good, and this is worth boosting. I can now boost this. Just let it go for a day. And it could even be from a year ago. It could be like, here, I'll just scroll. I'll go back like a few months just to show you, right? Most of you guys are just trying to make new content instead of realizing, wait a minute, I can take posts that have done well. Like here, I'm honoring a friend of mine, that my best friend, who died in a motorcycle accident back in 2001. And I told my story of being an entrepreneur and how I didn't want to be an entrepreneur anymore because, I lost my friend. And, and that's why I don't like motorcycles, right? And I'm telling a story, my entrepreneur why, which you guys should have posts talking about how you got started, right? And I got 10%. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Like, you just got to hit 10%. And if you're at 2%, if you're 1%, there's something in the way you're telling your story. And this is just purely organically initially. If I hit 10%, I could start doing some boosting against it, right? Because it means that it's done well enough organically that even if you're a nobody, even if you're not even on social media, I mean, just even if like 10 people see it and you get one, that's 10%, right? Just trying to get 10%.
And would you go back? How far would you go back after posting to go and boost, or would you still be thinking that it needs to be in?
You go back years,
and then still boost.
This is the biggest insight towards scaling $1 a day campaigns. Things that have worked well for me in the past, even if it was a post from years ago, I can go back and boost that. Most people, they just keep making new posts and new posts and new posts. Let's just go Let's go back just like as far as I can scroll here, okay? Actually, I can go to Facebook allowed, and don't think it's a Facebook only thing. I can do this with any network. I just happen to be on Facebook now, but we can switch to whatever you guys want to see. Let's go to this grid view. Okay. And we'll just go back, way back. This is what we call your greatest hits. Take things that have worked well for you. So for example, here's one. a friend of mine who, well, I was just showing you earlier, right? He went from nothing to being a public speaker in under a week because he came out to Vegas. We hung out. We made a lot of videos together. This guy, Liam, and I'm helping this young adult who's the son of one of the most successful law firms in the country, right? And the law firm, Sterling Lawyers, is so successful that they started an agency helping other family law firms. And this is the son of the guy who started Sterling Lawyers, Jeff Sterling Hughes, right? So this was, a month ago, right? This is a great thing because we have a program to help entrepreneurs grow, and also we have programs to help them equip their children or other young adults to be able to take over the family business and do agency stuff for other people that are similar, that also run law firms or pest control or whatever it is, right? And you can see that like his dad, this guy's dad came in and commented, and other people came in and commented, and it got some good engagement. We look at the insights, and we are well north of 10%. We're almost double that. Look, 1,300 and 252, right? I only have to hit 131, so I'm double that. And it's not like I'm trying to go for millions of people to see this. This is causing other successful business owners to sign up or inquire about our program because they see an example of a success, right? I'm highlighting a success. Congrats to Liam. Now he's doing audits. So instead of doing cold calls, now we're leveraging the fact that he has a successful firm behind him, and therefore his agency, has got a lot of power because his dad started his dad's the big client, and all the other law firms and family law want to be like that firm, right? So it's an existing success that I'm able to put dollars against. Let's go back to Twitter just to show you. So you don't think like, oh, he got lucky the one time. Okay. So look at this. I have hundreds, actually thousands of campaigns in here. And I'm just boosting tweets, for example, right? And it could be like here, I'll do your audit. We're at the Las Vegas sign, right? It could, I think it'd be an awesome ad. Well, it wasn't awesome. It was 1.8%, right? Here's one. Come to our workshop in Fontana. We're doing it together with the city and, the banks and the other folks. And I thought it'd be pretty good. Like, nope, 0.9%. Here's one for Allegiant Airlines and the pilot strike thing and all that. Because, I'm helping out the airline. And it's got 11%. I didn't think this thing would do all that well, but it did great. It was completely wrong. And this is, I forgot what this Lauren one is, but you can see like 14%, 0, 1%, 4. All you guys look, 0.5%. You might think your content's great. 18%. Wow, right? 10%. There's a whole mix of these. Let's just go back, just keep going back. I'm boosting posts. So here, I'm with this guy. His name is Sunny Ali in Pakistan, right? Because we have a lot of VAs in Pakistan. And I made a video with him talking about how you can become a VA and make pretty good money. And so I'm targeting all his fans. So it's getting north of 10%. Here's one. 20% link click rate. Isn't that crazy? Look, and this isn't just like one click on, this has been running for quite some time. Look, see if I can show you the thing. Oops, I accidentally. This is the thing about Twitter's ad interfaces. You would lose track of where you are. You got to go back. So look at this. Let's go back to that one. So a lot of this is co-created content. I made one with Tom Breeze. Tom Breeze is the best YouTube ads guy out there. So we had a Zoom call, and I was showing him what works on dollar data. I've seen it. He's showing me how he did this for like Mr. Beast and Alex Hormozy and these other guys. Okay, so let's see. So look, this one here, 20%. I want you to see why this is so good. Was it because I had a really good creative and whatever it is? Not really. It's a simple post. And if I go down to the ad itself, here, the ad asset is by Caleb Williams and it'll change your life. Come here, right? Here's an article. Here's a sign-up page, right? If we look at the ad set, the ad group, and look at the targeting, check this out. This is the key to how this got 21% link click rate. Look, off of 18,000 people, 3,000 something clicked on the link. That's pretty good, right?
Very good.
It's because I'm an expert copywriter. Is it because I used AI to generate an image or whatever? No, it's this. I came here and I targeted the people who are members of NAIFA, the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. And this guy, Caleb Williams, is the main speaker there. He's well known. So if I'm targeting people who are members of NAIFA, they're life insurance agents pretty much, right? I mean, Jack, are you a member of NAIFA?
I'm not.
In Poland or wherever? No, you're not. But if you are a life insurance agent, you probably know who NAIFA is. And if not, if I'm targeting all the members of NAIFA, for sure they're going to know who this Caleb Williams guy is. So if we look at the landing page for this, Elevated Advisor, this one here, we have a marketing course for insurance and financial advisors, okay? And here's this whole thing where it's featuring him, but he and I have taught this course together. So he says, hey, I love Dennis, and he and I put together this course for you, right? See, look.
Don't think the audio is quite coming through there.
Okay, so he's saying, hey, I grew as a financial advisor because I made 1-minute videos according to the way that Dennis has taught me, and so look here, the relevancy is super high. I came in and I'm micro-targeting members of NAIFA. If you're a member of NAIFA, you're going to know who that guy is. Mm. That's why we had the 20% link click rate. So then they come to the landing page. They already know who the guy is. Oops, did I close it? Here it is. They come to this thing and they sign up, right? You saw that 20% of the people click on the thing. What do you think, Jack, is like an average click-through rate on an ad? Or what's a good click-through rate, right? You're lucky to get 1%.
For sure. That would be a good one. That would be at best.
And this has been running for several years now, right?
Yeah.
It's not a fluke.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dennis, we've got a question here. I just want to keep bringing back to the questions because we've got some activity, specifically actually around newsletter growth. And this was a question I want to ask you as well. So I'm going to try and involve the question here from an audience member and my own, which is that on a general level, how can we use $1 a day to help grow building an email list? That was my question. And the question from our audience member was, if they want to grow their newsletter subscribers, does it mean that posts need to have some form of sign up CTA before they boost it? So I guess that's a two-part, $1 a day for building email lists. And then I guess more in the detail of, CTAs and when they should do that. Okay.
So if you want to grow the email list, you have to have a URL where they can put in their email, right? It has to work on mobile too. So all you guys should have something to collect emails, right? So you can nurture people depending on what you're selling.
Absolutely.
So of course you would have to have posts that talk about what put in your email to get the 7 ways on how to have a happier marriage, whatever it might be, right? So guys, put it into the chat here, guys. I want to know. Let's just pick one of them. Let's look at a real example, right? Or whoever's asking. Can you see what their name is? Oh, here it is. Is it Natalie? Natalia Clower.
Yeah.
Natalia. Okay. Peak Life Mastery. Is this it?
We'll need some confirmation via the chat. Yes.
Well,
yes.
Okay. So let's see. She wants to grow her newsletter. Well, I got to be able to sign up for it, don't I? Right? Kirkland, Washington, which I love Kirkland. Kirkland is Costco, basically. So she is life coach for techie guys. Okay. So where is your sign up? Do you have posts here? Where are your posts? That's the first thing that shows up on your name. Is it Natasha Clower? Okay. So let's, guys, go to this fun little tool I built. Just type in, just search for Blitzmetrics Knowledge Graph Explorer. Oh, that's not it. Natasha Clower. See if we can find you. All you guys should be findable. Is this her? Yeah, this is her. Okay.
Yeah.
And so right now we're Googling her. We're using, this is a little geeky, but we're using the knowledge graph of Google. I built a tool. You can type in your name to see. There's 3 Natasha Clowers, okay? Conference score 24, 24, 24, 1. Okay. Is this other one also Natasha? Yeah, it is. Okay, so Google's confused on who you are, Natasha. You have a website, Natasha Clower, but all these, like, it seems to, Google seems to think that your LinkedIn is the main thing about you. So you want to grow this email list. Well, let's see here. Well, you got to claim your knowledge panel too, by the way. So, but yeah, use our tool, by the way. Click on these 3 dots, claim this knowledge panel. It'll go to this Google verified thing. See, I know she hasn't claimed it because most people don't know you can get verified on Google to go claim your knowledge panel and control your presence. That's a separate thing. We should do a whole nother webinar on that another time. Okay.
We're being asked to share the knowledge tool URL, Dennis, whilst we're at it. It's getting a bit of interest here.
Yeah, here it is. Knowledge Graph Explorer. See, blitzmetrics.com/knowledge-graph-explorer. Just Google it. Everything we have is Googleable, okay? If you can't type in the URL, just Google Knowledge Graph Explorer Blitzmetrics. Okay. So here, start your upgrade. Unlock your inner force. Okay. So she's helping men, life coaching, decode your potential. Where can I sign up? Where's the box? Okay, here it is. She's trying to get people to sign up here, right? But it's hidden way down here. It's way down here. People are not going to scroll that far. Or there needs to be a landing page just for this. I'll sign up anyway, just for fun. All right, Nash, you get a sign. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm not a robot. Okay, fine. You don't even need to do the captcha thing, but let's just pretend, okay? But I need to see, why should I sign up for this, right? Well, first off, you need to have messages that talk about stories of other men that are clients, Natasha, right? And then I'll say, like, you know what? I'm just like that dude. I have that same issue. I should sign up. Or what am I going to get? So here's it. Sign up for daily insights to optimize your life's code. Level up with Peak, personal expansion accelerator keys. Okay. But see, this goes into the strategy. So, okay, I don't want to sign up for daily emails. I want a result, right? All of us, we're so time poor. There's so much information on the internet. If I sign up in 7 days, maybe it's a challenge, or I'm going to get the keys on how to do this one thing, or I'm be emailed a guide. Show me a picture. If I put in my email address, show me a picture of the guide I'm going to get, right? Or the video I'm going to have, or whatever. Like, show me what that is, and then have lots of stories that support that. And those are the things I'm going to boost, right? Okay, so I sign up. You are in. Check your junk folder. Okay. But imagine this. So here's some like testimonial. But you know what would be better? And this is not just to be mean to Natasha or whatever. This is true for all you guys. You should have a video saying, "Hey, I'm Natasha, and this is my life coaching program, and I'm so glad you're here. And let me tell you about what the results are. And let me tell you about who we serve. Let me tell you about what criteria of men who succeed in our program have. Or let me tell you, if you are these things, this is not for you, right? So that way I'm like, oh, this is for me. And then once I put in my email, I should have a video saying, hey, so glad you put in your email. Go check your junk folder right now. And I can't wait to see how you're going to do the Peak program or whatever it might be, right? Like if I was a human, like what would be the thing to do? So I can make posts about that, and people are going to put in the email. So here, life coaching for men. I want to hear stories of all these men, right? Where are these stories, Natasha? Let's see. Where's the stories? Let's go to her blog. Usually people have them on their blogs, right? All right, here's some dude who's surfing. Here's a hard work myth. Okay, let's see. Graduating from fairy tale beliefs to real success. This is some long form copy. But is there a real story of a real client, of a real dude who, with love, photo, Natasha? Where's your photo? There's no photo. There's some dude who's like climbing a mountain here. Let's see. We can reverse image search this. You see, you have to have, of the thing that you do. So let's say you're doing coaching. Show me examples of it. Tell me stories. Like I showed you, Liam was struggling, or Caleb is, I need to see, like, Caleb is a very successful life insurance agent. So we have a program for other life insurance agents with Caleb, right? I'm promoting his program actually, right? And look at how many stories I have. These are all stories. This is a guy, he's telling his story. I'm telling a story about how I knew Michael Jensen and how we learned SEO together and we've been to conferences and whatnot, right? I'm telling stories. I've spent $1 billion doing ads. Here, modern church leader. You're a church leader. I'm with my friend Phil Mershon, and we have stories to talk about, right? I'm just constantly telling stories, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So storytelling here is key. I'm gonna move it on slightly. Natasha, sorry, I'm not quite sure on the name because it was Natasha on the LinkedIn and it's Natalia in the chat, but I hope you find that helpful. It was a really cool little deep dive, Dennis. Thanks hope there was some useful points in there for you as well. I'm just keen to bring some other people here in the chat. I actually still have my own questions, but I'm gonna opt to go for the audience questions and make sure that people are getting heard here. We have a question from Kevin who asks, what's your opinion on ad fatigue with these posts for local businesses? If the post is super relevant to a plumber or a gym, will the ad fatigue quickly, or what is your experience with that?
Oh, it always fatigues quickly in local. So that's why you do $1 a day. So $1 a day will let you reach, 50 to 100 people. If you're in a city that only has a couple thousand, then you'll fatigue out within 20 or 30 days. So we only put $1 a day for 7 days to test, right? So you can see here with the tests that we do, we're putting $7 against any post. And we're quickly finding out, is it working or not, right? And if it works, I can put more money on it. But if I'm a local business, I'm not competing against the whole planet. I'm only competing against other plumbers in my city. So it's really easy to win because I'm like this guy, Levi in Dallas. I'm targeting Dallas. Or I'm targeting, this is digital plumbing. It's a different kind of plumbing. But you don't, so for coaching, like for Natasha, that's not meant in a particular city. That can continue to run, right? This one, targeting life insurance agents, there's only, 40,000 of them. So there's a limit on how far I can go. This one in Pakistan, I've already hit 500,000 people. There's a lot of people. There's like 200 million people in Pakistan. And the biggest job thing they can do is becoming a VA, right? So yeah, you're limited by the size of the audience, whether it's by geography or the people who have that particular condition or whatever it might be, right? Here I've got something with Perez Hilton. I'm limited by the size of his audience, which is actually huge, millions, right? This guy's got a SaaS software company, Vivek. He's the largest advertiser in India, runs the largest agency. I've known him for 20 some years. And he's targeting enterprise companies that need a SaaS tool. It's very, very specific. So there is only like 10,000 companies, maybe 10,000 people, 1,000 companies, right? They could use this. So think about who you want to target. Here, AdWorld. I'm targeting all the people who are attending AdWorld, right? To see them at AdWorld. I'm targeting all the people who are interested in this particular mastermind, right?
And a follow-up question from Kevin here, Dennis, is once you find that winner,
are
you putting your money behind the ad and squeezing it for all it's worth?
Yes, but if you squeeze it, if you just put like, okay, I got a winner, I'm going to put $100 a day against it, and the audience can't sustain that, you're going to burn it out real quick.
Okay. So again, it's back to audience size.
Don't get greedy, right? So test, because you guys know this is true. If you have an ad that's starting to work, all right, let's back it up. If you have a song that you like, right? You ever hear like a song on the radio or whatever, you like it, and then you play that song like 20 times over the next day, and then you don't want to hear it anymore? That's ad fatigue. So, test it out subject to the limit of that audience. So I can come through here and look at posts. If I have a post that's doing decently well, I don't want to, if I hit that too hard, I'm going to burn it out, and then I can't really run it again, right? So if I find something that's starting to work, let's see if I can find one of these here, just like on Facebook, for example. Like here's the one with Liam I was showing you, right? We made lots of videos together for family law firm owners. This is very niche. We're talking to owners of family law firms, me and Liam, right? Then I can target all the people who are family law firm owners, but if I just hammer all of them, I can't So there's a limit. So I need to create variations. So here's one of me and Mike Tyson. This is the hangover one. And I'm trying different angles where I'm teaching here, right? That way, if that audience is only, I don't know how many family law firm owners there are in the United States, but let's say there's a couple thousand. Now I have different angles to not burn out that audience. Let's say this one with Jimi Hendrix is a winner. Okay, great. I'll put $5 a day or whatever it is, but then I'm going to have other variations so I can hit that same audience, but with a different creative. But the key before I start multiplying it out is I have to have an initial winner. Does that make sense?
It does.
People who ask questions about ad fatigue, they're assuming the ad is already winning. Most of the time when I see people asking this question, they have not yet found a winner. And so they're like, find a winner first before you do variations, right? The reason why you have low CTR is not because you fatigued the ad, usually. It's because your ad sucked in the first place and you didn't hit 10% engagement. If you had 10% engagement, that also opens you up to conversion because we're talking about making videos, right? If people are engaging, if I was new to dollar a day and I wanted to win, I wouldn't need to know that I've got to be making videos. I got to be making one video telling stories of my clients, of other people in the industry, of what my product or service is about, right? See, I've got lots of videos. Like when Liam came to town, we made so many videos you can see over the course of just a few days, right? Lots of videos, just off the cuff, real quick, these videos. Here I'm with Scott Richter. We're making videos, right? I'm putting it out there and finding which ones are winning. The ones that win, I'll put more money on. Most of you guys are not creating lots and lots and lots of little 1-minute videos, talking about the angle, talking about your why, sharing your knowledge, talking about success stories, right?
So sorry to interrupt, but I think from what I sense as well, because a question that has been running through my mind this time is time. I can imagine a small business owner, for example, thinking, I don't have time to be running the ads, optimizing the ads, but I'm sensing from you that the key thing here is that you don't really need to worry too much on the sort of hardcore editing, let's say, if you're going to create a video. It's more about getting things out and just seeing what resonates than it is spending too much time producing perfectly sculpted organic posts, images, videos. Would you say, am I right with that?
Advertisements. So the issue of time, do you have 1 minute? You're in this webinar here. This webinar is more than 1 minute. So I'm here with Danny Liebrandt and we're in Israel, right? We're having a lot of fun. Jerusalem, seeing the holy sites. We're in Rome. And along the way, we're making little 1-minute videos about what we've learned, about who we are, about, the Vatican, about the Pope. I mean, all these fun sorts of things. These quick little videos only take a minute. So literally, why? Because these are stories. They don't look like polished ads. If you put in all this effort and edit and it sounds like a script and it's obviously a commercial, do you want to watch commercials? No. You want stories. So we're telling just along the way, like here, we're with this guy who's one of the top guys in the world of pest control. And we made a 1-minute video about it, right? You can tell we're having a lot of fun. And we're saying, hey, Thomas Ballantyne, how did you grow this family business from nothing to one of the top pest control companies? And he said, we did this, we did that. You can see I sat down with him for 14 minutes here. And those get chopped up into lots of other 1-minute videos, right? This 14-minute interview makes, maybe 4 or 5 1-minute videos, right? And those get put out there on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok. And the ones that give me the best email signups or the best engagement or the best, in this case, we're promoting a book on how do you get more clients for your pest control company using what we call Lighthouse, which is a successful person in that industry. It's not an obvious advertisement. It's, and clearly you can see that, Thomas and I have known each other for a long time. It's not a testimonial, even though he says lots of really good things. Oh yeah, I've known Dennis for a long time. And he's really good at SEO and ads and that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So these are all stories that literally take a minute. I have thousands of them. Look, here, we're at the top of on the mountain somewhere. Danny and I were walking and talking because we had some realization and we're making a video about that. This one we went for 3 minutes, you can see. But that's okay. We can cut it down to a minute. We can get 2 or 3 1-minute stories out of that. The 1-minute videos, we then turn into, here's something to kind of frame how we look at it. If you got lots of these 1-minute videos in the purple box, or things you cut down to 1-minute videos, or Zoom calls, or anything where you've got video of you sharing expertise, of you telling stories, of you, having fun, explaining your values, how you got started, right? Why you do what you do, talking about your products, right? You're a real estate investor, whatever it is, right? You're a real estate investor conference. You've interviewed these other people. You can process them using AI tools, which we don't have time to go into, but there's lots of them. Every day there's new ones. And you can post those to Facebook and YouTube and your site and whatever, and then promote for $1 a day. So you see here, the $1 a day ads you run are assuming you have a strategy already of you have some sort of success, so even initial success with Natalie's coaching business. You have examples of success in video that you're then able to talk about that. If you talk about how you're coaching men over depression, then the algorithm is going to find more people that are, men that are depressed or whatever the issue is that you're solving. You see how easy that is? Show
Absolutely.
yourself in action. You're a coach? Great. Let's see examples of you coaching other people. Let's see who you're with. Let's see. And you don't have to physically be there. You can get them on a Zoom, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like share your expertise, share your stories. If you have that, what does the algorithm do? It finds more people just like that. I was with Jake Paul at his house, and we were making all these courses, whether you like or hate Jake Paul, right? And I made a post on TikTok, and it recognized the background was Jake Paul's house. Who do you think it targeted, Jack? Who do you think TikTok wanted to show that to?
His audience, I would imagine.
Yeah. And so when Jake Paul was off doing because we would film, and then he'd go off and do some other thing and then come back because he was like serious about boxing. Then he would eat. Then, he had a financial advisor come in. He had all these things going on. And then he would film with me and do that thing, come back, film with me. But when he was off doing the other thing, I'm wandering around his house, making little videos. TikTok recognizes, Facebook recognizes the background that, he's in Jake Paul's house. Let's show it to fans of Jake Paul. So it's targeting Jake Paul without even Jake Paul in the video. Imagine that. Are you making videos with your target audience? Or if you're a local service business in your city, not just like, I'm in a cave. Can you believe this? I'm in a freaking cave here, right? And it's who's it going to target if I make videos in here? I don't know, people who like being in caves. But it's really important, based on the stories and where you are, to feed the algorithm. So Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, the algorithms are so smart. But most of you guys are not feeding it the right information, right? You're asking technical questions about how long do I run the ad? And what about burnout? And okay, I can answer all those questions, but I've done this hundreds of times. The reason why you guys are failing at $1 a day is you're not starting with quality ingredients. If you don't start with, if you give me chicken poop and I'm Gordon Ramsay, I'm not going to make chicken salad out of it. We're starting with chicken poop. Okay. I'm trying to start with real chicken, real meat, whatever it is you like to eat. I'm trying to start with real ingredients. The reason most of you guys fail with your advertising is you don't start with real ingredients.
Well, thank you, Dennis, for giving me the soundbite for this webinar here about chicken poop. That's a catchy one, but I'm aware of the time here that we have 3 minutes left of the webinar. And so keen to bring it to some kind of a close. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Sorry for not being able to address all of them here. Dennis, I just want to ask you, almost in closing, about your course that you've just done, about $1 a day. If you were to give it tell the audience, for anyone, obviously we've spent this whole time talking about $1 a day, but if you could give us a sort of packaged version of what people can expect to get from this course.
So the course, as opposed to a webinar, is structured and walks you through step by step what you need to be able to get the ingredients in place so that you can grow your influence, grow your brand, grow your sales. If you're willing to make 1-minute videos, if you're willing to talk to your customers and clients, if you're willing to share your story, if you have people that will say good things about you, then $1 a day is a great way to amplify that so that Facebook and YouTube and all these other networks are incentivized and are equipped to show you to the right audience. If you're expecting sales without showing your face, $1 a day is not for you. If you're not willing to test, it's not for you. If you're not willing to look at things through video on 10% engagement and you're looking for immediate, magic, that this is not for you. But if you believe reputation is important, if you believe showcasing your expertise and how you do your work and why your programs or coaching services or whatnot are there, and you believe in helping other people, then this is going to work for you. If you think this is about you becoming famous and getting to 1 million followers and all that, this is not for you. So if you understand the algorithm is there to give you more of the same thing that you put in, then put the right ingredients in. If you can get these ingredients together, you're going to find $1 a day is amazing. It's easy. It's fun. You can expect going through this course that putting your 1-minute videos out there and testing for $1 a day, which means $7 for a week on each post, is fun. It's a joy. It's awesome to see sales roll through. It's awesome to see email signups. And I can't wait to see you guys do this. And I want to feature your success stories. And I'm glad you're here. I'd love to hear any feedback you guys have. I know we're out of time.
Well, we've had lots of questions come in actually about if people are going to get a link to this webinar because of the value and also the course itself. So let me just be clear on that, is that everybody who attended and signed up to attend this webinar will receive a link to the webinar to watch it back. And we will also be sending out a link to Dennis's course as well. So I hope that clears up all of those questions, which takes us to exactly time. So Dennis, once again, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for jumping in and sharing, really real-time insights. I wasn't quite expecting you to hop in there real time and look at all of the real data. So I think, you're not just sort of talking the talk here. You really went and showed us in real time. So appreciate that. And thank you everybody else for joining us from wherever you joined us from, all of your participation, much appreciated. Apologies to anyone we didn't quite manage to get to. But I think we made a good stab at getting through most of these questions. So yeah, thanks again, Dennis. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.